Well, hello again. As you know, I'm Eli, the computer guy, and this is yet another vlog. I think this is vlog like four, four or five or 125. It's one of those. But I decided what I was gonna do today for my little vlog is to kind of give you guys a bit of a field trip to show you what my studio looks like. This actually is take two, to be honest with you. There are certain skill sets you need to learn for anything you're going to do in the world. Like, even if you're going to be a ditch digger, if you're going to go out there and dig holes for a living, there's actually some skill to that. You actually have to know how to dig a hole. And what I'm finding with vlogging is there's a few more skills that you have to keep in mind than you may think about. So, like, one of the skills we learned the other day was that if I'm going to be using my iPhone to vlog, that I need to turn off the cell phone component before I start videotaping, because if somebody calls me, it turns off the video. That's just bad. And what I learned today was that I have to be very, very, very careful of the microphone hole on the iPhone, because if you put your hand over it, then the microphone stops working. You guys can't hear anything because I got my hand over the microphone. Yeah, I know. Stupid, stupid, stupid. I mean, but this is what the real world is. Again, you guys all think it's all about CCNAs and MCSEs and all this really complicated crap. And what I'm trying to explain to you guys is it's so much of our profession is don't put your frickin' finger over the microphone hole. Right? Do you need a certification to know that? Do you need 4 years of college education to know that? No. But if you're going to be vlogging, you need to know that. And if you're going to be making money from vlogging, you need to know that. Yeah. Anyways. So I figured I would show you the little setup I have here just so you guys know what's going on. Now, again, this is probably going to be sad, disheartening for some of you guys, because you know, once you see behind the curtain, you find out how fancy this stuff really is not. I remember when I went to see the Colbert Report. So a few years ago, I went up to New York with my wife, and we were so excited. The Colbert Report was still new, so we were like, yes, we get to see the Colbert Report live. And what you find in the world of video, television, is that when you see things on TV, everything looks very spit and polished. It looks perfect. It looks high-tech and futuristic. It looks amazing. And then when you go and you actually see it in real life, again, when we went to see the Colbert Report, honestly, that studio looked like it was put together with construction paper and Elmer's glue. It was weird. It was so disconcerting, because you're used to watching a show on TV and everything looks crisp and clear and perfect and nice and polished. And then you go and you see it in real life and you're like, wow. Wow, did kindergartners put this thing together? So just so you know, and we're going through my little field trip here, yeah, it may not be as cool as you think it is. So, again, for my business, for Eli the Computer Guy LLC, this entire thing is run out of this guest bedroom that I have in my house, and that's where I have my whole studio set up. So, just to show you, so, you know, right now, so you're looking at me, and we can do a little, I'm sitting in my chair, so we can spin around. So, right here, let's see, right here, this is the computer you see in the background. This is actually the computer that I use for doing all my real work. So like Outlook and Word and Microsoft Live Writer, that's what I use. Then when we scroll over here, these are the Mac computers I get so much crap for. So these are the Macs I have. Then we go around, we can see that's my virtual computer over there. And then that's my monitor setup, I'll show you in a second. Then we've got my video camera, then we've got my light, so that's the big bright light I have. Then we have my old orange shirt that I no longer wear. And then I have the whiteboard, and then I have my bookshelf with some books. I need to put some more books on there. Then we go around, and we have my printers, and then we have more books and more books and more books and more books and more books. And so basically, this is the studio. But let's go, and I can show you some of this stuff a little more, so you guys have a better idea of what's going on. And if you think about creating your own little show, well, you'll know what it takes. So the first thing here, so the first tool that I bought that I've had for a long time now is, of course, the camera. So this is a nice Sony camera. Basically high def 1080p. What I like about it is it has an internal hard drive, so when I'm doing high definition videos and I go out on the road, it will store a lot of video. So this has like a 160 gig hard drive in it. The other thing that I really like about this particular camera is it has a very good microphone. So when you're listening to my videos now, that crystal clear audio that you hear all comes from this microphone right here. So I like this. This camera, I don't know, it cost me about $1,000 like 4 years ago. So if you want to buy a camera like it now, it would be a lot less expensive. But yeah, I like this. It's a Sony camera, great. Now you'll notice, so what I have is the camera then is connected with a cable. So I no longer, like when I used to do my videos, I recorded everything directly to the camera, then downloaded it, put it into Premiere, encoded it, blah, 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 blah. Now, the camera itself actually connects over to what is called my ATEM television studio thingy. Called a thingy. It's a professional, but it's this right here. So if you'll see, I have all these cables and connectors plugged into it, and this is the main hub for all my audio video equipment. So this is where the different computers and cameras plug in, and then this actually plugs directly into my computer. So if we look at the monitor here, we can see that this is what I use to switch between different cameras and computers, and then this is the piece of software that I actually use to record the video. So all the cameras, all the computers go into that switch, and then it's all controlled from here. Then what I do is over here, this is the monitor setup I look at to see what's going on with all of the different computers and such on my network. So like right now, so I just turned on my virtual computer, so you can see that here. So on this side is the program. So basically the program is what is being currently taped, and then the preview, what happens is you line up the next camera that you wanted to start recording over here, and then you can just switch between all these things. So I can go over to my control panel, and I can change the colors, I can change that to a color, I can change it to camera 2, I can auto transition, I can do all of that. And so if you notice me watching, if you notice like during videos and I'm kind of looking over to the right hand corner, that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at that monitor so that I know what I am transitioning between, and I do that through that Mac computer that actually has Windows 7 on it. Then when I do my whiteboard stuff, you'll notice I do my whiteboard stuff as I talked about before, and basically I've got my little Windows 8 Surface Pro tablet here. So I write on this, I draw on this, I do whatever. Again, this is connected right here using this connector. That goes back to that ATEM television switcher, which then runs into the monitor and gets recorded. So that's how that's done. So I used to use the actual whiteboard. Now, again, I have to say, the Microsoft Surface Pro makes an absolutely wonderful digital whiteboard. Whatever else it is, good or bad, at least it makes a really good digital whiteboard, especially when you add Notepad to it. So beyond that, if we look around, I do have this very powerful light here. So this is actually a 500 watt incandescent light used for video and all that, so that there's enough light in the room. Believe me, lighting is a pain in the butt. Lighting is a pain in the butt. But if you want to buy one of those yourself, I don't know, like I got a set of 2 of them for, I think it was like 150 bucks. And then you buy the light bulbs actually online. You have to buy them from Amazon, and they're like $5 a piece for those light bulbs. So beyond that, so I've got my Surface Pro here. I do have another camera. I don't know if you can see it here. So if I need another camera, I have one right here that's actually pointed down here. So when I start doing like hardware demonstrations, I can use that camera. So transition between all of those. Let's see what else. So if we look here, so we've got the virtual computer. So this is the computer that I use, when I'm showing you Windows 2008 and Linux and Windows 8 and all that. That's plugged into
this Asus computer here. So I really like this Asus. I got it from Best Buy. I know you guys all scream at me when I buy stuff at Best Buy, but I like Best Buy. I don't know what you guys have, why you have a problem with Best Buy. But anyways, Geek Squad is horrible. Best Buy's fine. But like 900 bucks I bought this thing. It has 16 gigs of RAM. It has a terabyte hard drive. It has like a 3.4 gigahertz i7 processor. It has an NVIDIA blah 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 graphics card. I just find this absolutely a phenomenal thing, especially for doing all the virtualization that I do. It's just been a solid box. I haven't had any problems with it. Absolutely good. Then, again, I'm starting to like Asus more for actual computers. Like, I used to just buy them for their motherboards. Now I buy them for the actual computers. This is my laptop that I bought from, again, Best Buy. It was like 600 bucks. But this has like an i5 processor in it. Or no, it actually has an i7 processor. It has 8 gigs of RAM built into it. I'm using this, so when I'm on the road and I want to play around and do with labs and stuff, I bought this because, again, it has 8 gigs of RAM, upgradable to 16 gigs, and it cost me like 600 bucks. So I'm really starting to like Asus. So that's like my road computer. Then, you know, down here, I just have the normal networking equipment. So this is the crappy little switch that I have. This is that Linksys wireless extender. So I have my wireless router in my basement. That sends the wireless signal up to this extender. This extender is then plugged into the switch. This switch is then plugged into a couple of different computers, and that's how I get my desktop computers to have network connectivity with the rest of the network. Then I've got my UPC down there. And yeah, this over here, this is the original computer. So when Eli the computer guy, or Everyman IT was first being created, this is the one I built like 4 years ago, 3.5 years ago. It was state of the art. It was absolutely beautiful, state of the art. And now it probably has the power of an iPhone, but this is the old thing. Now, like I say, I just use it for Word and Outlook. It's so sad. It has like a solid state hard drive in there. It has lots of nice stuff, but oh, it seems so old anymore. Now, one of the tools that is really cool on my desk that you guys probably wouldn't think is very cool, but you guys should think about getting yourself, is, have you guys ever seen one of these little card scanners? I need to do a class on the card scanner. See what this card scanner does, and it's something that you need if you're going to be going out there and doing business networking and stuff, is you put a business card into the card scanner. It automatically scans that business card and then inputs all that data into Outlook. So once you become a business person like me, you're going to be swapping a lot of business cards. And when I say a lot of business cards, I mean like you're going to have stacks of business cards, right? And this isn't useful. Like when I have a stack of business cards, that stack is not useful to me. The information on it's useful to me, but the data, the stack isn't. So what you do is you run all your business cards through this. It goes into Outlook, and then you have everybody's contact information. So Cardscan. I know this is like one of those cheesy things that you want to think about, but truly, that's something you should think about buying. This is the Cardscan Executive, was like $250, and I know that seems like foolishly expensive, but in the real world, in the business world, that's actually not too bad. That's not too, I mean, for what you're going to get out of it. If you need to keep track of people, if you need to keep track of connections, having that little device is just great. But yeah, so that's a little field trip of what's going on here. I got my cameras, I got my little light. One of the reasons I want to show you guys this is because, again, I think this whole YouTube thing, this whole video education thing, really is absolutely phenomenal. It is world-changing, just completely and utterly awesome. And from what I see, most people think you need more than you actually do. They think this is like, oh, so much stuff you need. When in reality, it's not. I mean, in order to do high-definition videos, the classes that I'm doing for you guys, my whole setup probably, well, you could build a setup very much like mine for about $5,000. And if you weren't doing the computer stuff, you could create a setup for like $3,000. So if you just bought a camera, and you bought the lights, and you bought the ATEM television producer, and you bought a computer to run it all, and a monitor, you could do that for like $3,000. So if you're going to be teaching math, if you're going to be teaching history, if you're going to be teaching, oh, who the hell knows, baking
bagels, right? You could come up with your own little studio for like $3,000 and be doing exactly what I do, right? If you want to do the computer stuff, again, then you need to buy computers to add on top of it, so that's where it gets to be like $5,000 or more, but it's something for you guys to think about. The other thing, just so you guys know, just so you realize like how funny I find, or it's weird, I don't know if it's funny, depressing maybe, the comments that I receive on many of my videos. So you will see that in a lot of my videos, people think that apparently I am a Apple fanboy, right? So many people eviscerate me for being an Apple fanboy. Simply because I like the iPad, right? So I found that the iPhone was best of class. To be honest, it's not anymore. It's kind of getting old. They're not really making any good improvements. So honestly, I'm probably going to buy, there's a new Galaxy coming out, Samsung Galaxy. I'm probably going to be buying that for my next iPhone. But okay, because I own an iPhone, apparently I'm an Apple fanboy. And because I think the iPad is still a best-in-class tablet. I truly do, right? You saw my Surface. I have my $1,200 Surface sitting right here. That's not the tablet I use every day. I barely actually use that for anything. For my computer work, I use this, and for my tablet, I use my iPad. The reason I still think the iPad is best in class is, again, it has my Verizon cell thing is built in. I can be in the middle of a park. I can get my email. I can get Google Maps, all of that. As a tablet, it works fabulously. But that's what I want to show you, right? Out of all the things that Apple creates and all of that, I think that the iPad is best in class. But, look at this, right? Look at this. In the real world, this is a Windows 7 computer. These Macs over here, everybody goes, oh, well, he has Macs on his table. They're boot camp. I have Windows 7 on them. Then I have a Windows 8 Surface Pro. Then I have a Windows 8 thing for virtualization. Then I have another Windows 8. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have five Windows computers sitting on my desk that I use, and one Apple iPad that I use. So 5 Microsoft systems that I use every day, and one iPad, well, an iPhone that I use every day. How does that make me an Apple fanboy? 5 Windows items, 2 Apple items. I don't. It's just that's what I don't get with people. And then I'm the Apple fanboy. I think the most insulting thing in the world, too, is yes, I do have these Macs here, but I have them in boot camp. Isn't that a hidey-ho to Mac? That I have Mac hardware with boot camp Windows 7? I don't know. This is just the foolishness that I see. Everybody's like, Eli, you're a Mac fanboy. I'm like, no, it's just the Surface Pro is a pretty crappy tablet, and Windows 8 is just obnoxiously horrible. Just because I dislike 2 Microsoft products, I don't exactly understand why that makes me an Apple fanboy, you know? Because like I say, right now I have Apple, I have an Apple phone, and I have an iPad. Most likely the iPhone, I'm going to be getting a Samsung, Android, and I have Mac. Dude, as I say to you guys, you use what is the best at the time, and that you use what's going to make you more money, right? Apple was good, then there's Windows, then there's Android. Anyways. So this is my little setup here. Hopefully, actually today, I'm going to go out and get a little tripod for my iPhone so I can try to do these vlogs a little bit better. But I figured if I'm going to be vlogging, if I'm going to be trying to show you guys the inside world of how Eli, the computer guy, operates, I should at least give you a little tour to show you how, in fact, all this stuff is set up. So yeah, as always, I enjoy these vlogs, and I'll see you at another one of these things.